Just JS could authoritatively be the world's most exceedingly awful satisfied hoodlum. This is just JayUs. She's constructed a lifelong taking others' substance. Here's her taking from me a week ago. She's being uncovered in full gatherings of her duplicating recordings in exactly the same words, and is currently quickly making counterfeit Reddit presence on makes sense of where she probably got her thoughts from. The center part with this content comes from a remark she made and afterward erased. The incongruity is that JayUs had recently tweeted TikTok makers ought to be called out when they duplicate other TikTok makers' recordings in exactly the same words, which had come after another TikToker Jonathan Greenery had replicated one of Jason's recordings back in 2020. Individuals brought into the world in spring are far bound to have asthma, and I can really address this one in light of the fact that my younger sibling, the only one brought into the world in spring, has asthma. Brought into the world in spring are bound to have administrator, and I can address that on the grounds that my cousin, the main individual brought into the world in spring JS in this manner, freely called him out writing. This man has replicated my substance at least a few times, and when I call him out on it he undermines me, which went with the accompanying video. I simply believe it's super unusual when other huge brokers believe it's alright to duplicate my video in exactly the same words and carry on as you didn't. Jonathan answered by expressing definitely, so I just read it off Google and it's simply perusing right out the book. Basically blaming JS for reordering articles she tracked down on Google. JS answered this by expressing he said that he found it on Google, which I mean he did, yet solely after watching my video. I'm presently getting a gigantic some sort of disdain, individuals saying I'm lying, I duplicated Google too, I'm risky, I ought to be dropped, and so on. I struggle with managing the cynicism prior to explaining her situation on taking recordings. I don't claim realities, data is fair game, however explicitly duplicating content isn't. Nonetheless, as of now just JS was at that point explicitly replicating others. Just JS has been blamed for replicating content since plant. This young lady was called out during the current quite a while back. I just know her since she springs up each several years in duplicate show. She's been doing this for a really long time. Take for instance her most memorable YouTube video. God isn't genuine, however why? He exists. Indeed, we should simply play her sound while likewise showing a famous Reddit post composed by another person on the skepticism subreddit. I have outright evidence that God doesn't exist. This evidence is outright, however irrelevant. You can't see it or measure it, yet it exists. It's inconceivable and consequently we shouldn't address it. It's wherever consistently. You simply have to have confidence that it's there and that it's reality. My evidence is pretty much as genuine as any God. Jace's content had been totally counterfeited for some odd reason. She offered sources in the depiction, yet did exclude the post she duplicated, conceivably to redirect watchers' consideration from her outright robbery in his time travel genuine. Jay has applied a comparable technique. She made a fascinating video utilizing numerous computations, and even Love responded a remark perusing I can barely comprehend how much exertion this took ought to evidently gotten the data from these 4 sources. However, she neglected to reference this article here, from which the majority of the video was counterfeited. Yet, we can likewise control the rate at which we travel through time. This is a result of relativity in that not all tickers are something similar. Suppose how you had the option to fabricate a sufficiently large rocket to give a steady speed increase of 9.8 meters each second, and you could some way or another arrive at the focal point of the smooth-way cosmic system, a solid 20,000 light-years away in only years and years of your own time. You could stop for a couple of hours there, have a cookout, take a few pictures and jump back on your rocket and return to Earth. In some measure just JS had 2 or 3 words. In any case, for another video, a gander at Netflix, the equivalent couldn't be said. She started by counterfeiting Comparitech. Starting around 2020, Netflix clients watched a normal of 3.2 long stretches of video each day for administration. That is 6 billion aggregate hours out of each month. Prior to continuing on toward Forbes, Netflix is confronting some genuinely steep rivalry with new forces to be reckoned with like Disney in addition to and the destined to be sent off Apple Television, finishing up with a section taken in exactly the same words from LinkedIn post. In 2013, Netflix required monstrous measures of quick stockpiling and quick systems administration for streaming. At the time it had 100 to 150 terabytes for every server, which has developed enormously from that point forward. Netflix President Reese Hastings expressed in 2015 that clients have transferred 42.5 billion hours of video through the help. Excellent altering in your content is additionally awesome. It's simply a disgrace that JS didn't compose it. A portion of her TikToks were likewise really dubious. Everyone's worn out constantly, isn't that so? Regardless of how much rest we get or caffeine we consume. Yet in addition we have a difficult situation even nodding off, and we're continually eager yet additionally sort of consistently queasy. We're spending all the time either working or cleaning, however feeling like nothing at any point really gets achieved. In an alternate video, she just took this image and changed the character's name to match her own. Who are you all? I'm useful, Jess. Also, I'm exercise Jazz. No doubt. I was somewhat wanting to be loosened up today. Goodness, definitely, better believe it, that is fine. We'll simply be here quietly making a decision about you. Yet, you may as yet contend there was some innovativeness. The sources were coming from different sites and Jace was changed over them in talk video design. This was different to taking from other TikTokers, which in the event that we return to her tweet, Just Jizz was rigorously against. Notwithstanding, maybe she despised others doing it as this was furtively her technique. Assuming you're drawn to the brilliant retriever character. Assuming you like the brilliant retriever kind of individuals could imply that you like being in charge and simply deciding. It could imply that you have a few issues around surrendering control. In any case, it could likewise imply that you appear to like great organization and that you're ordinary. Indeed, this could imply that you very much like having great organization around and you're ordinary. In models, for example, that one, Jason taken several sentences, yet different models where she duplicated whole recordings. Instructions to counterfeit your own father. Instructions to counterfeit your own demise. Promptly begin taking care of all your obligation. You're likewise going to need to take care of all your obligation. This guarantees that no obligation gatherers will come taking care of you. It will guarantee that no obligation gatherers come searching for you. Then, begin gradually unloading every one of your assets. You're additionally going to need to begin gradually auctioning off all of the catchphrases gradually in light of the fact that we do this excessively fast, individuals will be suspect. The catchphrase here is gradually since, in such a case that you do it excessively fast, individuals sort of get sussed about something like that. Arbitrarily phantom all your loved ones for around 90 days, totally ghosting the entirety of your loved ones for around a few months and afterward recover association prior to arriving at back out once more. Do this around 3 to multiple times and they'll believe it's not unexpected. You need to do this multiple times. Like that, when you really proceed to vanish, they're not promptly stressed over it. Then, I recommend acquiring a few outside abilities. You will need to show yourself some abilities to survive like hunting, fishing, endurance, and so forth. Hunting, setting up camp and cultivating. Since what you're going to do next is move far away from any individuals because you must go off the framework. Somewhere remote. Remain there until the end of your life. Until the end of your life. Assuming you're beyond 18 years old is entirely legitimate. Assuming you're north of 18, this is completely lawful to do. Jace was additionally well known for her unending stream of tricks of the trade, and keeping in mind that they generally felt captivating and unique, it turns out these were likewise basically copied. Did you had any idea about that? Assuming you supplant this word the end with basic. Erase this en spec and type in straightforward. It'll improve on the whole article for yourself and Wikipedia will moronic it down for you. However, the name of your reading material document type 2 specs PDF type for the sake of the book your educator's attempting to inspire you to purchase, trailed by record type, PDF. You may very well have the option to find your whole text and the entire course reading will simply show up free of charge. Regardless of the mounting proof, nobody called her out until Jaya took a video by a TikToker named Yo Mikes. Blast, the bomb detonated. You need to quickly act. Blast, the bomb went off. You need to move quickly. Above all else, don't take a gander at the blaze since blinding you is going. Try not to take a gander at the blaze, it'll daze you in the event that you don't get an opportunity to get to a sanctuary. Your most secure bet is to set down face down and cover your head. You can't track down cover. Your smartest choice will be to set all the way down, face down, covering your head. Need to comprehend there's as yet X beams, gamma beams, beta beams. There will be X beams, yet additionally gamma beams and warm beams. They will be effectively consuming you. Live, they will be effectively consuming you. It won't feel better, yet you need to endure, which won't feel great. Take the aggravation and a run for haven to get up, battles the aggravation and simply find a fucking cover. Mike along these lines posted verification just JS duplicates me acquiring 430,000 preferences. She took your stream. In exactly the same words, bar for bar. My entire shtick she attempting to definitely stand out as of now. In exactly the same words and pick for pick. Others shielded JS writing or she researched similar points you looked and similar pictures sprung up. However, Mike explained what I said was all written in a content by me. Jay has just disregarded the call out until it vanished. Be that as it may, over the earlier week, her substance burglary is again turning into a web sensation after she replicated a video by regular Alex Recall when just JS got dropped for saying the N-word. Obviously that didn't train them to be a superior individual since look what they recently did. At the point when you find another line of work, do not get terminated. You will place in the absolute minimum barely enough not to get terminated. Take on no additional work. Try not to exceed all expectations. And afterward, after around a half year or when another position opens up, similar to a half year or at whatever point another position begin coming in right on time, bring work back home. You will come into work early. You will request to bring like work home late. Your supervisor will ask you for what valid reason the large change. Your supervisor to come up and be like, what's happening with this? Like unexpected change. You'll let him know that you found you can't have children. You will be like, goodness, I recently started to understand that I can't at any point have kids. So you will make a good attempt from here onward, thus I simply need to hurl myself entirely into my work. They will advance you without you in any event, inquiring. You folks will land the position without requesting it. Subsequent to getting no reaction, Alex called her out once more. Just JS is an infamous substance criminal. Her whole record has been based on taking. Also, after pressure started to mount, JS offered her answers, she denied it and said this that we both got the thought from a similar Reddit post. The message read, this person is asserting I took his substance, yet we utilize a similar Reddit page and read off of it. I'm about to overlook it on the grounds that really it's sort of senseless. However, Alex made sense of that his thought was never at any point from Reddit. I'm offering $1,000 to Noble Cause on the off chance that she can send me the Reddit post. It's that one Reddit post composed by that one person. With JS obviously lying, Alex applied more tension. I was so sure I didn't get it off Reddit that I offered $10,000 to anyone who could track down it. Transferring a gathering of JS taking TikToks, driving JS to begin a live stream eager to discredit him by showing this tragically missing Reddit present. This entire stream will get this $10,000 drop Noble Cause names that you might want to see this person give $10,000 fucking dollars to. Since that is we're going to specialty. I got this video from Reddit. She asserts she screenshotted the post numerous years in advance and would subsequently need to find it. I really haven't even plunked down and found the screen capture yet. There's must be above and beyond like 30,000 screen captures in my telephone at this moment. I ought to have done this prior to beginning the stream. However, it appears she tracked down it before her stream, as embarrassingly, this screen capture was saved in that general area in her bookmarks. In spite of this, she in the end got it on her telephone. I found the screen capture, it's this one here. Elbow Reddit post of a Reddit remark and I took the screen capture. Walk 20th, 2020 at 7:24 p.m. This is the screen capture I took of Reddit apparently discrediting every one of the critics. I'm totally so incredibly burnt out on individuals asserting that I'm taking substance like from TikTok and I'm only not until each day. Alex demonstrated that the Reddit post and screen captures was made by JS herself. We did some digging and we found she doctored a screen capture. It first and foremost showed that JS had changed the screen capture's date and I took the screen capture walk 20th, 2020. The date thing is useless. Here is a phony post we made and this is the manner by which simple it was for us to change the date. Demonstrated by showing that the screen captures might have just been taken on the latest iPhone. JS guarantees her screen capture was taken in 2020, yet the screen capture she told the best way to show of 1290 by 2796. The main iPhone that has that show is the iPhone 15 Master Max, which was delivered late 2023. As displayed here, she had an iPhone 12 of every 2020. Yet, on the off chance that this didn't as of now demonstrate it, Alex then showed precisely the way in which the post was faked. We used programming that scans Reddit for late erased posts and found that somebody named JSYT posted the full content on a subreddit called Our Terrible Phony Texts. Clearly she did this so she would have a genuine looking piece of text she could use in her principal doctored screen capture. After Alex circulated his video, JS helpfully erased her live stream. In any case, her way of behaving hasn't changed as she just posted the accompanying sham. Assuming that you're drawn to your companion's accomplices. In the event that you're drawn to your companion's accomplices and when asked where did you discover this, she indeed lied. This series is from certain discussions my psych teacher got a kick out of the chance to have with us about fascination. I exceptionally don't think so.